I'm Sky.
I'm Finn.
I'm Delaney.
I'm Harrison.
And we are.
And we're
Blue
Crew Broadcast.
Hi Braves, welcome back to the Blue Crew Broadcast. It's been a minute. I'm Sky.
I'm Harrison.
And we have a wonderful guest, Kole Alfonso. Hi Cole.
The man.
Hello.
The
Glad to
legend,
be here.
Kole Alfonso. But before we do get started with Kole, just a few announcements. So today, March 18th, you were supposed to have received your hybrid schedule. So check out your Outlook emails for that. Also, you'll be hearing this after spring break. So I hope you guys had a great spring break. Hope it was safe, fun, and productive. But as previously mentioned before, we have Mr. Kole Alfonso. Hello, welcome.
Hello, Harrison.
Would you like to give us a little introduction, little stuff about yourself, what you like, what you don't like, what are you about, sir?
Of course. Well, hello, everybody. Glad to be here. First time on the Blue Crew broadcast. My name is Kole Alfonso, current senior at Alsaloma High School. Current ASB executive president. That's my shindig. Other than that, I'm in the debate club president. And those are two things you should absolutely join. Applications for ASB are probably going to be due when this video is airing so that you can fill that out. And we're also looking for more people to come share their opinions at the debate club. But other than that, I've been here also for 4 years. And that's pretty much it.
Man, that's awesome. So you mentioned, okay, so those are what you're active in school, right? But outside of school, I know that you're part of the Janice Rutherford Youth Council, right?
Absolutely.
So how did you get involved with that?
So it's the Second District Youth Council of San Bernardino under Second District Supervisor Janice Rutherford. A little bit of a mouthful, but it's an awesome program. Basically, I describe it as like the ASBs of the San Bernardino County, the entire county. How I got in it was as a freshman. My ASB president, his name was Isaiah Torres. I don't know if you remember him or not. He was in the program. He said, "Hey, check this out." And of course, I did. I loved it. I'm the current director this year. So 3 years, everything's been moving along. A couple other Braves are in it. Sadly, I don't think it's going to continue as Mrs. Rutherford is almost going to term out of office. But if the panel continues, if the board continues, I'll make sure to spread the word as well. Get some new blood.
Wow, so you are a busy man. So with all of your different activities and like leadership opportunities and stuff like that, how would you say, like, being in such important positions in all of your activities, how would you say that like has taught you about like leadership? And because I look at you as a leader, man. Like, you are definitely a leader on school, a lot of influence and impact on everyday life, so like how do you prepare yourself to go in front of like thousands of kids and hundreds of kids at a time and give like lead them? Like, how does that, what's your process?
Well, first, thank you for the kind words, Harrison. And how I started, you don't just start or if you consider yourself a leader, most people just can't walk on stage. And I know I couldn't do that, back as a freshman, but it was looking at leaders that I looked up to. For Harrison, you're quite the leader on campus too. So when you and I last year led that junior rally, I mean, that was one of the biggest things that you and I have probably ever done. And just experience like that. Wasn't that was awesome? Come on, we danced to Shakira in front of our entire class.
Fun.
So fun. So it's experiences like that. It's meeting people like such as yourself and Sky. And, as you progress, you just gain these skills. Then you could share them with others, learn, but you're always learning. You can never be stagnant.
I like that. Never be stagnant. So is that like a motto that you live by?
Heck yeah. I'm going to write it it'll be my yearbook quote. How about that?
I think that's a good plan.
Yeah. I really like that. Yeah, absolutely, man. So what inspired you to like be involved? Because like you could have taken the easy route in high school and just done your classes and go home. But like, how come you wanted to involve yourself with all these activities?
Heck yeah. I'll give you a perfect experience. The first time I ever considered doing ASB was 7th grade. So 8th grade ASB, 7th graders couldn't. I remember sitting around with my friends and where some dance was happening, and it was an okay experience that the 8th grade ASB put on. Remember being around, we were all talking about like, hey, this could be better. And some of my friends were like, oh, it was awful, it was horrible. And I was like, well, shoot, I don't want it to be like that. So I applied for ASB next year. So I think that the line is some people just want to critique and complain that, oh, this was never, oh, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. But it takes a lot to be like, you know what, I want to be a part of that to try and make it as good as it can be.
Wow, that's crazy. So it started like 6 years ago for you.
Yeah, that's crazy. 6 years.
That seems like so long ago. What the heck?
So long ago.
Dang. So if you weren't going to be, I know you played baseball and you came to a couple practices for cross, right?
Yeah, in the summer. Yeah, that was all. That was super fun. Whole new appreciation to anyone who runs cross country.
Yeah, it's a very, very physical and mentally engaging sport.
Absolutely.
So if you were not involved in like ASB, Janice Rutherford, and debate club, would you want to like join athletics, and like what type of sports would you engage in?
Personally, I love athletics. I just have always kind of lacked that athletic ability. So that sums it up right there. I mean, I'd love to, do anything physical, any kind of sports. Pillow polo back at also Loma Junior High. I'm sure you remember that, Harry. So anything like that, I'd totally love to do. But I think physically capabilities, I've no shame in saying I completely lack most of those. So
that's totally okay, man. Like that is totally okay.
Yeah, I'm at peace with it.
Yeah, I mean, like you can like practice as much as you can, and just give your best shot, and that's all. I know, like,
and I know both of you are musically, involved, and there's a keyboard in the side of my room that's been staring at me recently. So I've tried to learn the keyboard a little bit, but I probably should get back into that as well.
Awesome, man. Yeah,
definitely.
Piano is probably what stemmed my musical appreciation, because when I was a kid, I think like I got my first drum set at 3, but I just bashed on it, a little 3-year-old bashing on drums. But piano was definitely very formative. Like I took lessons and learned scales and notes and stuff like that. So I definitely think that helped with my music ability. What about you, Sky? What got you into music?
I'd say singing. I've been singing for like 10 years now. I mean, like I've always sang my entire life, but like more like musically being taught and trained 10 years. And then 8 years ago is when I got more into like instruments, and then it just kind of all meshed together. So
how many oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Harrison.
No, you're good.
I was gonna say, how many instruments can both of you play?
I'll let Sky take this one first.
I play keyboard, or like keyboard/piano, and then guitar as of right now, and then vocal cords if you count that as an instrument. But
Sure.
So I sing. I do metal vocals. You guys probably know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like growls and stuff. I've been playing drums for 14 years, but like I started off just hitting them, But I'm teaching myself guitar and piano. I can't read music, but I can hear a song and figure it out on guitar or piano. And I played trombone in 6th grade, so that was cool.
That's epic.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Way back at Carnelian, huh?
Yeah, man. So with all of these quarantines and stuff going on, what have you learned about yourself? Especially with like a year so unattached from like student life, and you're so involved with student life. What have you learned during quarantine?
Well, going back, the entire year, I'm definitely a people person. I like to be around people. ASB was a huge thing, putting on events, and that was all taken away so fast. And I'm sure everyone can relate to that. So I learned about myself as when I am a people person, but also school kind of brought motivation. Like you had to wake up, you had to get ready, you had to go to your classes. There was your bed is not like right there when you're in class. So I think I've also learned that I need that experience. I don't think I can Zoom anymore after this. The amount of times I've might have slept during a class is a number that's a little bit too high. So just stuff like that. But overall, I think if you have a positive mindset and you don't get bogged down that it is horrible, but be sad for 5 minutes, then you got to move on and find adventure in every day.
That's a really good lesson. Yeah. How would you say is like your biggest like growth point through like the past year since we've been in the pandemic for like over a year now, which is kind of crazy, but
yeah, every time someone says a year, right, that really draws emphasis to how long we've been gone. Biggest growing point? I don't know. I'll have to think about that. But I think growing point has been the whole applying to college experience. That was probably a lot, takes a lot of reflecting and what am I going to write about in 500 words? So I'd probably say
college. It's crazy that we're graduating this year and going to college in like 5 months. What? So on that topic, like what do you have planned for college?
Plans where to go, hope not yet. So probably when this airs, I'll have some more decisions. But what to do, yes, hopefully pre-law or eventually go to law school, but major in either government, philosophy, or political science. So far, that's where I think the trajectory is. But that could all change.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So what got you into like law, gov, philosophy?
Yeah, as a kid, there's a show called West Wing. It's from the 80s, 90s. It's a political drama, but when you say political drama, that really underestimates the value of this show. It's a film of the White House, like the political daily lives, but the drama of the characters, Josh Lyman, Sam Seaborn. I don't know many people that have seen it before. Miss Ramos has seen it, so it's that kind of popular, but great show. And I think that was the first time I was like, oh, politics is really cool. Then ever since then, I've always paid attention to elections, always had my own opinions on issues or topics. And in 8th grade and now even in high school, the debate club has totally increased that, being able to argue with people, seeing other points. And that's where law and politics, that's where it is.
Yeah, so with like, this year you must have loved with all like everything going on, like all the
non-stop shortage of things to talk about for sure.
I know, like 2020, 2021 is a great political, social justice discussion point. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, reflecting, what advice would little cameo from my mom right there? So, what advice would senior Kole have given freshman Kole after everything in our last semester, actually last quarter of public high school? What is some advice that you would give to your younger self?
I would say first, it's not what the movies show what high school is. I think as an 8th grader, I was thinking like High School Musical. I was thinking Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink, all those 80s movies. So I was a little disappointed. So lower those expectations. But I would definitely say stop caring what other people think of you. I think that's everyone says that, but I think it takes a lot to really, believe that. And as a freshman, you want to fit in, you want to be like everybody else. I think if I could tell my freshmen that just forget about that. It's not worth it. You shouldn't try. You want to impress people who aren't impressed with you already. And that's, what I mean? Like, just do you.
I think that's a very good lesson or like recommendation, I guess. I can't think of the word, but that is very true. On that topic, Harrison, what would you tell your freshman self? I think it's kind of important for our underclassmen viewers to listen to too.
Ooh, what Harrison would tell Harrison would probably be to embrace the moments that are occurring to live now. Like I kind of spent my freshman and sophomore year being apprehensive about junior and senior year. And I kind of regret that because I wish I had just lived in those moments instead of worrying about future moments. And my grandpa, he had a saying called don't he used to say don't borrow trouble. So that means like don't worry about the future. The future's it's coming. It's inevitable, but why not like just enjoy what's happening right now? Carpe diem is what I would say to
Carpe
myself.
diem.
Absolutely. I think Harrison, totally what you just said is I think I would also have told freshmen that grades are important. Absolutely study for your tests, but I would have told myself don't be as stressed as I was for tests. Like school is totally important, but what's more important that we're going to remember for when you're 80 sitting on a rocking chair is those friend moments, those Friday night football games, stuff like that. But Sky, what would you say to young Sky?
I'd have to go off a little bit both about what both of you said. Definitely not caring what other people think and living in the moment, but also don't take the things for granted. Because I can tell you, like, I did miss out on a lot of things freshman year, but I was very, very shy my freshman year, which is not who I am now. And I would definitely told like my younger self like to be way more outgoing and get involved in things so that you would have more memories and obviously not to take things for granted, which is something I've learned through the pandemic too, is we've lost a lot of things and it's just like things that you didn't really appreciate, I guess you could say. So yeah, that'd definitely be something I'd say for my freshman self. Yeah.
So, as a senior, I know this is going to be impossible for you to come up with one, but do you have a favorite memory throughout your high school experience?
A favorite memory? Wow. I don't know. It's gonna take come up with that one, but a couple I know are definitely the Junior Valley with you, Harry. That's totally memorable. Trying to figure out our fashion beforehand. That's a little bit inside joke there, but
That
other
was
memories probably something. So many behind the scenes decisions there. But other than that, somewhere in ASB, those if Friday nights Thursday nights rallies on Fridays, those making those posters, tons and tons of ripping and bubble taping and putting them on their back, then walking them up there. And those are memories. I mean, for every homecoming and Kings Ball rally, that's what ASB did for 3 years. I mean, that's how could I not remember that? Also, football games, especially this most recently when it was our class leading the section. And then, I was behind the scenes kind of getting like the balloons with ASB and the music all situated. And then seeing like this, hundreds of people walking up there. Are they going to go sit with all the parents? No, they came and sat with Blue Crew. And probably the Blue Crew one time also versus Osos. That was probably the best Blue Crew that has ever been. Which is really unfortunate. Our freshman year, the Blue Crew was insane, like off the charts. They had everything. Then it kind of died down a little bit. It wasn't as a thing that people want to go on Fridays for, yes, support the football players, but also go experience Blue Crew until we brought it back almost our junior year, basically.
Yeah, Blue Crew last year went off.
100%.
What about you, Sky? What's could you dial one or a couple memories?
I would say at Altaloma, since I said in previous episodes I've gone to 3 different high schools. At Altaloma, my favorite memory, dang, that is hard, but I would have to say my the football games, Blue Crew. I went to every single football game last year. Those were majorly epic. But also being on the improv team last year was I absolutely loved it. Very different from how it was this year, but last year I think we had an amazing team. It was like a close-knit family, so I absolutely loved it. Overall, I'd have to say one of my favorite memories when I lived in Kansas. I went to a state competition for choir, and I competed in like 4 different areas, and I won. The rankings aren't, we don't really have rankings, but grades, I guess you could say. And I like got medals and stuff for that. So that's probably one of my favorite because it was with all my friends, and it was like a 3-hour drive to get to the school that we had to go to. It was a really fun time.
It's
Very
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What about you, Harry?
Oh man, same thing. Blue Crew football games. Probably like cross country and
Mhm.
all the different experiences. But yeah, man, junior rally, Kings Ball rally with Fawns is just shaking our butts up there, dancing to Shakira. That was an experience above all. Like that was so awesome just to be a
You guys
part
were
of it.
definitely entertaining.
Yeah. You'll have to share, put that video as like a voiceover.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
dude.
sure.
One last time.
Yeah,
For
dude.
those who weren't there.
Mhm.
That was phenomenal. So I have like just one more question for you. So if you were to go back, is there anything that you want to do or that you regret not doing or something you would have changed throughout your high school experience?
Yes. I think we had this conversation. Well, first, everybody knows Harrison and I have been friends since 3rd grade, 2nd grade. So I remember
Way
a lot
back.
of those years, we had a conversation of it'd be awesome for Valentine's Day to get a bunch of guys and get like 100, 200 roses and just pass them out for everybody. And so it'd be that. And St. Patrick's Day was a couple of days ago. And I'm a huge, or I am Irish, totally proud of that. And that's another thing I wish we played Irish music, got, flag and passed out like green drinks to everybody. So like little things like those that just like the little things, like those are 2 things that we totally should have made happen just in those weeks, studying for tests and things pop up. So those 2 I would definitely think of to be able to
Yeah,
go back.
that's great. What about, yeah, I remember that conversation about
Yeah,
the roses, man. That we had a plan, dude.
we did.
Man,
I
that's
I
shit.
don't know what happened. What happened to that?
I don't know, man. I really don't know.
Yeah.
What
So
about you, Sky? Oh, what happened? Oh, my bad.
says to anyone watching, that's a great idea. Make that happen. Make that happen.
Yes, the
Yes.
plan was get a whole bunch of flowers, stand in the middle of the quad, and just pass them out to everyone during Valentine's Day because everyone deserves a Valentine.
Absolutely.
What about you, Sky? Do you regret not doing anything?
I would have to say, I've always been like really involved and like super kind of busy, just because it's what I found important. But I always overstressed about academics, kind of like Cole was saying earlier, like overstressing about tests, overstressing about single assignments and stuff. And I'd have to say I probably regret doing that because there's countless nights where I was like, oh, I'm gonna stay home, not go to this, not go to that, because over tests and stuff. And looking back, I'm like, probably could have pushed it back a day to like study. But that's probably my biggest regret, and just would have changed kind of my view on priorities. Obviously, grades and academics top priority no matter what, but the level of intensity of the priority probably would have changed.
Understandable.
Yeah. What about you, Harry?
Honestly, I really wish that I had joined ASB like that. I feel like that would have been such a great like thing for me to experience because as you guys know, I'm a very extroverted person. So like just being involved with more people would have absolutely been awesome. But I also, you know what? I really regret not joining theater and not doing a play because I've always wanted to be in a high school play. but
We're having one this year, just saying. Oh, that's another announcement. I'm sorry, that just reminded me. Anyone who's interested in productions, drama department is putting one on this year, so look out for the audition papers for that. That's the word, the audition papers.
Do you know what the play is this year already?
It's Game of Tiaras. So it's like it's a mixture of King Lear. The plot is King Lear, Shakespeare's King Lear. And then you throw in Disney princesses and Game of Thrones into it, and that's a play.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm so excited for it.
That sounds sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Sorry, I completely cut you off. That just like completely reminded me.
No, you're totally good, man. But yeah,
Harry, if you audition, I'll audition.
dude, I'm
You
so
should
down,
audition.
man.
That'd be fun.
Fonz, do you have any questions for Skylar or me?
Not particularly any questions. Oh yeah, I have a short question. What made the two of you want to start the Blue Crew broadcast?
Skylar, I'll let you take this one.
Okay. Well, I originally was concerned about the disconnection that everyone was like feeling when the pandemic started, because as we've said multiple times, El Toloma has an amazing community and just like vibe on campus, and missing that connection during pandemic kind of was like a major blow. And so I thought by starting this was a way that we could kind of bring it back. And so I got in contact with Delaney and was like, hey, you want to help me host? And she was like, yeah, I'm down. And then we were like, we kind of need two guys on here, so it's not just girl ran. And so then we reached out to Harry and Finn. And yeah, they both agreed to it. And it's been that since. And recently we've had some more people join, which is exciting. But for a while, it's just run by the four of us. And I don't regret it at all. I will say it's probably one of my proudest things. I was happy I started this year, especially.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so happy to be able to help our school community and other listeners just connect with us more, like just knowing that we're in this together. Really, it's comforting, like being able to connect with others and share this experience with everyone, just ensuring that we're not alone in these unprecedented times. But we're getting back. We're literally going to be on campus soon. I am so excited.
Are you guys both going hybrid, or are you staying?
I'm going hybrid.
I'm staying distance, which is a decision I'm rethinking now as the adrenaline gathers to go back to school. So yeah, I'll come back to that.
Are you going hybrid or distance, Sky?
Hybrid. I'm going hybrid.
Heck yeah, man. I am so happy.
Yeah.
Hopefully the seniors, I guess we'll have to or be able to put on a prom or a senior sunrise, senior sunset, and our usual end of the year activities, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that would be awesome, man.
Heck yeah.
Well.
Harrison, you can go.
Thank you so much for joining us on our podcast, Cole.
It was an honor to speak with two stunning examples of brave pride, such as Harrison and Sky, and glad to be here. If you ever need me to come back, I'd definitely be willing.
Thank you, sir.
Well, with that, I think that ties up our episode. Thank you for tuning in, and keep your eye out for other videos, because we are going to be posting a lot more student spotlights and some more staff interviews. And so, yeah, we have some fun things coming up. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay brave, El Toloma.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't know if I stopped it.
Feel like a typo.